the Sweet 16th episode.
Dive in. Dive in. Dive in. Dive in. Dive in. Dive in.
He's not a man. There's nothing more to say.
Dive in.
Master P, EP in the building. Corsiolo, welcome back on D4G Ultras. What? Man, grab your tea, your coasters, and let's get focused, man. Sir Solomon was good. Alright, this week, Josie looks to hook up with his favorite voyeur. PSG feeling stressed out these days. Juve doing Juve things, EPL review, World Cup group review, and as always, our prestigious and egregious awards section, as well as next week's preview. So with that, boots laced, jerseys tucked, HGH and EPO injected. Let's go. Alright, little jumping ahead of the gun here. Let's go. Games back for biggest game of the weekend, going to be Arsenal hosting Manchester United. This game ending 3-1 in United's favor, man. Tell us about it, Solomon.
Hey, man, you said it right. They hosted them. They were very gracious hosts. They said, make yourself at home. Take whatever you want.
Here's 2 goals. Here's 2 goals just to make you feel comfortable.
Yes, as you leave, take our wives and daughters with you. You are yours. We belong to you.
So this was within 11 minutes. They extended their...
Manchester United won the handshake. They won the kickoff. They won the first 10 minutes of the game. At the end of which it was 2-0.
Yep. Valencia, Lingard.
Dude, Valencia nutmeg 2 guys with 1 shot.
Yep. Nice. Quick way to get it open. Straight to the defender and the goalie's legs. Check.
This happened in the second minute. Like, they haven't even finished stretching, it seemed.
Yeah, check. You got to do better than that, dude.
The check one I understood more, because if it went through the defender's legs until it got through his legs, the defender kind of blocks Check's view. He's supposed to keep his legs closed and be the wall.
Yeah.
But anyhow, there's enough blame to go around, because 8 minutes later another goal was scored.
Oh, and that was from our boy, straight from The Simpsons.
Yeah, Jesse Lingard with the funky face.
Yeah.
I got a funky rhyme with a funky face.
He put it to him nasty.
Yes, Pogba just picked up Mustafi and moved him out of the way and said, just move, little German. This is mine. Took the ball, gives it to Martial, who does like a little pirouette, back heel thing. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it was enough to end Mustafi's day.
Yeah.
After that,
done. Dude, fell to the ground, waved for the physio.
It's like, dude. It's done. The guy's on the floor. Then Lingard comes and scores, and they hug each other. He's still on the floor, and like he had to come off. Like he had the worst. Mustafi had the worst game ever, dude.
And we like
in 10 minutes
to harp home the point of them just being courteous hosts. Like, they literally, both of these are defensive errors. They're like passes in the backfield that basically just went to Manchester United players.
Error doesn't even do it. This is truly almost should qualify as assist. Because, like, I mean, if this same match happened in Belgrade or something, there would be match-fixing investigation going on, right? Because it looked too scripted. It looked like the Arsenal guys laid down.
This is what Arsenal does, right? Like, as soon as you start believing in them, they're like, oh man, they played with such fire and such heart against Tottenham. And
I'm glad you mentioned that. Because right after it was 2-0, guess who comes to the stadium? Kids dressed up, everything? Arsenal.
Ooh, what was this? It was really good.
So, if you are patient as Jurgen, I'll let you know. These guys come like gangbusters after it's 2-0 down, as if like you come back on a Jose Mourinho team.
My favorite one. Come on, Josie.
Yeah, so basically at this point he's sitting in the corner just making that sound because he's so content, you know? And Arsenal is taking a fuckload of shots. And it looks like David De Gea has done something to them because it's like dodgeball. The guy is like trying to get out of the way. No, I'm gonna hit you. They took 33 shots.
Yep. To Manchester United's how many?
8.
8.
16 of them were on target. To Manchester's 4. Yes. They took 4 shots on target to hit you up for 3 goals. And you took 16 on target to get 1. They thought the target was David De Gea. They beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, it was.
But the guy was like, no jokes aside, David De Gea was amazing, but they kind of choked up a little bit on a lot of those shots, man.
Oh, absolutely.
We were actually watching it together, and you're watching Aaron Ramsey. You're like, go to the ball and shoot it, dude. And he's just standing there, hoping he doesn't have to. Like, the moments got big for them.
Even the goal that they actually ended up coming back with in the 49th minute and scoring looked almost like Ramzinho was about to fuck it up.
Yeah, like him. Alexis was a complete shit show.
He's a dud.
He's a complete shit show. I don't know if City still want him, especially the way Raheem the Dream is balling out.
No.
Where the fuck you gonna play? You
No,
gonna take out
exactly.
Sane?
Yep.
Get
Nope.
out of here, Dirty Sanchez.
Nope.
Dude, he
Played
had
yourself.
70% passing accuracy. This is ridiculous for a professional football player, especially at a club that's known for passing.
That's a great point. He had a pretty bad score on who scored as well.
Yeah, he
It
had
was bad.
5 shots, 2 on target, which is fine, whatever. He was dispossessed 3 times and had 5 unsuccessful touches. That is 8 turnovers that Alexis Sanchez was.
Damn, son. That's
Just
like
him alone.
That's like Lonzo Ball type stats. So at 2-1, this is like a game. Like, we're kind of excited. Like, it was still a fun game to watch. So at 2-1, there was a little bit of controversy. Welbeck in the box. What do you think? Penalty? No penalty?
Nah, that's fine.
I didn't think so.
That's fine.
The commentators seemed to think like it was a clear penalty. I definitely didn't feel that way.
I wish they could give Arsene Wenger a penalty for being late to a fucking game is what I want.
Penalty
I'm
for
not
the
worried
triple
about
fat goose, son. As soon as he puts that joint on, it's like, son, this ain't 88.
Oh, long coat season is in. Arsene Wenger is flummoxed for the next 3 months.
Problem. All right, so
Dude,
2-1, it's a game.
Fucking.
And then there's a little bit of fuckery. Mr. Pogba, him of 2 assists, also acquires himself a red card.
After the game is done, it's a 3-1 game. Like, they put this away. What the fuck you doing? Stepping on dude like that.
Yeah, man.
With both feet on both the guy's legs.
Just kept running.
It's like, and he came back and was like, yo, just get the fuck up.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are used to a 6'4" guy in cleats standing on them, Paul.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, the Lingard finished that off with the third and final goal prior to that red card. Good call there. But interesting game, man. It leaves.
One
Go ahead.
quick thing about how messy Arsenal was, and I was telling you the Alexis stat earlier. It's not to pick on him, because if you look at him and Lacazette combined, they were dispossessed 7 times and they had 8 unsuccessful touches, which is 15 turnovers. You understand?
Man.
Like, it's not even like the unsuccessful touches aren't really turnovers, because you don't necessarily lose the ball, but you lose the move. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
He can't. Yeah. They need
No.
to work on their control. Like, Alexis, look up before, like, control the ball before you start making your move.
Yeah, for real. All right. So with all that, that leaves United. They keep pace with City, who won their game
No.
2-1. I mean, bet they're second place, 8 points back. The Derby coming up this week at United. That should be fun. And Arsenal slipped to 5th, 1 point off 4th place Liverpool, 3 points back of rivals Tottenham. Your man of the match, De Gea. MC8 special guest honoree David De Gea.
Yes.
for the for the 1-7 bit for the 1-4 saves. Ho, word up. All right, let's move on. Let's go on to debut. Let's go over to Italy. We have a pretty high-profile matchup with the undefeated Napoli hosting Juventus, and this did not go in their favor. Suffered their first
previously
defeat.
undefeated.
Previously undefeated. Yep. 0-1. They lost this game to Juventus. Tell us about it.
Juve came in town with a player they brought from Napoli who is known for not showing up for the big games, and within 13 minutes, that same player put the game to rest. Higuain.
Gotta respect the Higuain.
Yeah, respect the Higuain. This season, he scored 2 goals in the Milan game, which, looking back on it, isn't that big of a game now. But now he scored in the Napoli game. In the Italian league, big games, he's finally coming too.
Well, there it is.
Maybe he'll stop fucking Messi when he plays for Argentina, you know?
So this goal happened in the 12th minute. It looked like a typical Juve shut it down 1-0 after that. Yes?
It should have, yeah. It started off with Higuain missing in the 4th from Douglas Costa, who, by the way, I don't know how they got him.
They want to buy him though.
I mean, they're going to.
Yeah.
Even if you're gonna sell him, you have to buy him. He's cost 40 now.
Yeah.
Like him and James, like I don't. Anyways,
Yep.
he makes a wicked chance and Higuain chokes it up. 4th minute. So you're thinking, regular Higuain game, but after Reina saves it, Dybala on a fast break sets him up, dude. And Higuain just fucking puts them away. Shut it down. After that, the Napoli 4-3-3, you just tighten it. Jorginho, Alan, and Hamzik in the midfield are like fucking solid. They can ball, but they also work hard. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they just 21 fucking shots Napoli took. But Juve was in cocoon mode. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They just ate it. They only allowed out of 21 shots, 6 on target. And they just had Matuidi, Pjanic, Khedira, and Costa working.
Yeah.
The midfield working. It was very similar to how Chelsea set up, where they had a strong working midfield plus Hazard.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like they would work hard, and then Dybala would get the ball and try to be creative, and Higuain would just try to make runs. But it was basically about once they got that 1-0, like you said. So welcome to Italy.
Yeah, and I mean they're just masters of that, man. And I mean, it's in my opinion, when they really put in that work, it's like watching Mayweather. It's so defensive, but it's beautiful if you can really appreciate the nuance of it.
Absolutely,
That's for sure.
That's what I appreciate about the Italian teams and their concept of defense. It's so advanced that not only do they defend gritty and, like you said, just hardcore, but as soon as they get the ball, they know the move to go, Mm-hmm. So it's, even though it happens kind of in slow motion because they're not athletic, their knowledge of football in that league makes it worth watching defensive games,
Absolutely. Results of this game lead Napoli to being with their first loss to being second in the table behind undefeated Inter Milan. Juve sit 3rd, 2 points back off Inter, but they have Inter next week. So that is more big games, more interesting.
That's going to be interesting because they're both kind of teams based on solidity with 2 guys that they expect to really run at the other team.
Mm-hmm.
And Inter will have their 2-goal scorer, hat-trick scorer from this week, Perisic, along with the man Mauro Icardi against Dybala and Higuain, and just strap in. Let's go.
Hey. Man of the match.
It's got to be Higuain.
Yeah, 1 goal.
Against his ex-team, away.
First 4.
And the only goal.
Against first place. His first place Napoli at that. Yeah, absolutely. That's an easy one. Higuain.
Yeah.
Word up. Let's move on. I'm going to go over to L'Espagnol. That is not correct. We're going to go to Spain. Just going to keep that simple. Barca.
East Mexico.
Yeah. Far East Mexico. Barca hosting Celta Vigo. Luis Enrique's old team. He used to coach them, play for them or something.
Even I'll do you one better, man. Their current coach is Luis Enrique's assistant.
Oh shit, no doubt. Little Barca
Remember
DNA.
a man by the name, he used to always, Juan Carlos Enzue?
I remember him, but not
He's the
pronounced
guy
that
that was
way.
always
Yeah.
in the Canadian tuxedo next to all jeans, everything. That dude.
All jeans, everything. Son. All right, man. So this was an unfortunate result for Barcelona. Again, an at-home draw, 2-2. Tell us about it.
First of all, it looked unfortunate at the time, but this 2-2 draw actually expanded Barca's lead by 1 point.
Yeah, we'll get to that
We'll
a
get to
little
that
bit later, but yeah.
But Carlos Enzue has actually made Celta into the third most prolific offense in Spain.
Damn, for real?
Yeah. They're scoring. The problem is that they also receive goals like a motherfucker, but they're very fun to watch. They set up like regular 4-4-2.
Okay.
Barca tried to pretend like, oh, it's 4-1, 4-1, but they had a 4-4-2 also.
Yeah.
And it's really killing Iniesta.
Yep.
That formation doesn't work for Iniesta. Whereas on their team, Iago Aspas drifts wide on the right, and that's where they're attacking from.
Mm-hmm.
And he caused pandemonium in the defense. Like, the one thing about Barca, we've said they've given up possession this season, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that hasn't affected them. This really shook them because the one thing that has been solid for Barca all season was the defense. Titi and Ter Stegen in particular.
Mm-hmm.
The way that Iago Aspas ran at them and the through passes that they were making exposed them so much that not only was Samuel Umtiti exposed in this game, but he also ended up pulling a hamstring, and he has a lot of time to think about it because he will be out for 2 months.
Misery, son. Barca cannot get a break this year. Undefeated Barcelona.
Undefeated Barcelona cannot get a break as Real Madrid tied.
They got, yeah, you get breaks in other kind of ways. So with all that being said, you'd have to categorize this as a Barca disappointment still.
Well, it's they should be back-to-back disappointing wins, but they're back-to-back disappointing ties because, again, this week a personally good goal was disallowed. So
Again.
Yes. Video assistant referee, I don't know, a little person sitting in the goal, whatever. I don't care what your solution is. Maybe put the ball boy there. Just so you see, if somebody's nose is bleeding, he scored it.
Yeah.
But they need to work on something along those lines. Maybe have a referee like in the Champions League where you have one on the sideline.
I think the goal. I think it's just fair on goals and nothing else. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? I don't want shit else replayed, but goals. Like, I don't stop the game because
And
there's
don't
gonna be
stop it. Like, you just watch the video, and if it's a goal, stop it because goals stop games. Like, that's the part I don't understand. Just
Exactly.
keep watching the game on video. You rewind it on your time, and if it happens to be a goal, stop it.
Yeah, it's like the what is it? The tennis replay. Like, that happens almost instantaneous. Dude, come on, dude. This is not hard in 2017. Anyway,
Except the fans at soccer games are not as well behaved and happy as tennis fans. They wouldn't be cheering the replay.
oh my God, you should hear these tennis fans get loud sometimes, though, man. They get
especially
rude.
in France.
They get so rude, and they talk sometimes when these people are like trying to hit a ball. It's amazing.
Oh my God, this one person ate a chip once.
Right when I was gonna smash the ball. Anyway,
Check
man.
out Messi's stat.
All right.
He had 11 shots, 3 on target. He had 1 goal. He hit the crossbar once. He had another goal disallowed. He had 2 key passes and 5 successful dribbles.
Damn, son.
And this is in a system that isolates him so much that the other team kind of know what he's doing, and he's still just like running circles around people.
Yep. Disappointing, man. He signed on for more of this. Like, I can't imagine Valverde is gonna last unless he wins. And if he wins, what the fuck can I say?
I know it's like a bit of hyperbole, like when we talk about their problems and stuff, because they have a 5-point lead on Valencia and 8-point lead on Real,
When they're about to win,
which
their group.
they would have taken before the fucking season started. So
Yeah,
it's kind of
absolutely.
like I said last week.
But-
It's one of the weirdest Barca seasons I've ever seen.
But as you and I both know, man, Barcelona seasons are made in like April. Like that's when it either all goes to shit or like, or you're like, okay, this could be something.
Yeah, 8 points can go away real fast.
And hell yeah, 8 points. You bounce from Champions League or whatever.
Call
it is.
Tottenham; they'll tell you how fast 8 points can go.
All right, man. So at the end of the day, Barca dropped points. Celta is sitting nice at 10th in the middle of the table, man. 18 points, well out of the relegation zone. Man of the match.
Although every game that Messi steps in, Messi should be the man of the match. But he was balling out. Paulinho was good too, but I have to give it to Iago Aspas.
Absolutely.
He balled out. He had a goal, he had an assist, but like he caused
At the new camp. At the new camp.
Yes.
Trying to get signed, son. Trying to get signed. All right, man. So another previously undefeated team goes down. PSG stressed out by Strasbourg. 2-1, dude. Tell us about this game.
Okay, the level of undefeated that PSG has is that they have not lost a game since the signing of Neymar.
Mm-hmm.
In the league and in the Champions League. In the Champions League, they're perfect. And in the league, they had, before now, 1 tie.
Yep.
So, Strasbourg, beauty of it is that they know about being champions, because they won the 2nd division last year. So they were ready for this big moment of
Hey.
leaders,
Yay.
And PSG started with Cavani on the bench, and as much shit is made about Cavani and Neymar fighting over penalties,
Yep.
Neymar looked like he suffered from Cavani not being there. And Di Maria being on the other side with Mbappe as the 9. And Mbappe was going after the game like he played.
Yeah.
Like he took that opportunity to play in the striker role and ran with it. He was balling. But Neymar looked off.
Why could Neymar not make it work with Mbappe like that?
I think he can, but
Or at least this game.
Cavani doesn't require dribbling. You know what I'm saying? You do the dribbling and you cross it or you square it, and he just one touch, two touch,
I
shoots.
didn't know Cavani dribbled. Like
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So that's the problem when you have Cavani in the middle and you have Mbappe and Neymar on the outside. They do a lot of the creating and he nods in, he shoots, When you switch Mbappe to the middle, now the attack style changes. So if nothing else, it takes time to get used to, because you're not just gonna cross balls into him the way you were to Cavani when this guy's skill set is completely different.
Yep.
And the fact that he actually holds up the ball. That's the funny thing I didn't get about Neymar and Cavani's disagreement, is that their games work so well for each other. The person who stylistically Neymar clashes with is Mbappe, because they're a lot more similar,
But didn't you recently tell me about the beef that South American players usually carry?
Oh, no. That part I get. I'm just saying, in terms of, stylistically, what would work for you.
They work fine.
I mean,
maybe not to their liking, but
that's what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
when Cavani sat, we realized how fine they work, because Neymar, I thought that this would be the game when he's going to fucking party, right?
no.
And he really missed him on the field. He had 72% pass accuracy, which is basically Alexis Sanchez numbers. He had 3 shots, only 3 shots with 2 on target. He had 5 successful dribbles, but he was dispossessed 3 times.
Yeah.
He had 4 unsuccessful touches. This was a messy game.
Yeah.
I
Not
thought
the
he'd
good- not the
really
good Messi.
take it. Yeah, not at all the good Messi. So it's not a Lionel game.
Yeah.
Huh?
No.
But look, no Strasbourg player had more than 1 shot. There was 5 guys from Strasbourg that had a shot. Okay?
Okay.
11 PSG guys had a shot. Kimpembe and Mbappe both had 6 shots each. So they after they got scored on, put it on him. But big up. I give Nuno da Costa, I introduce you. He's from Cape Verde Islands, and he worked.
Yes, sir. Nuno
was
Nuno
like,
Brown.
no. Nuno Brown. Brand new brother in town.
Yeah, he worked out. Tell us.
He had a goal and helped Steven Bahoka. Anyways,
we'll give it to you.
Yeah, I'm like,
the judges will accept that.
Thank you, kind judges. Their 2 goals pretty much did it. And then after that, even though PSG took 29 shots, they only had 5 on target, dude. Whereas the other
29?
team had 5 shots with 2 on target. Yes, out of 29, they had 5 on target.
Sounds like a Liverpool game.
Right? They lost in front of a whopping 25,000 people.
The one criticism of the French league is it's a little bit boring.
Oh, Joey, you're such a dick.
It's a lot more boring since the last time he said that.
Oh man. Anyway, man, so that leaves PSG still 9 points up.
Yeah, man, they're catching up to them.
And we're talking about Monaco like made up points. Like Marseille drew, Lyon made up points. But they just came within 9. Like fucking A.
Yeah, Lyon is putting on a show, man. Nabil Fekir fucking undressed the guy on the sideline. Like he's busting the moves, the dude.
No doubt.
Woo! Not make the dude. He like the guy forgot where the ball was. He had him isolated in the wing, busted a move, hit the ball and went around him, and the guy was standing there like a statue.
Oof. Nice. Sounds like some and one shit.
Basically, hot sauce.
Yay. All right, man. We gonna move on from the sauce. We gonna get more sauce. Head to the midfield.
No ketchup, just sauce.
Just sauce.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Your dad is 44.
Man, not hot, man. EPL review, not hot, man. What's up? We're gonna do this first midfield section, EPL review. We are gonna, as we mentioned last week, we're gonna start doing this at least a little bit more often. Definitely through this congested period of matches during the Christmas break. I think it's worth noting that we had midweek games. So everybody played 2 games this week, and man, some people really came up in 2 games, and some people fell the fuck off in 2 games.
Oh yeah. Out of the came up in 2 games, you look at Chelsea. You look at their second game against Newcastle. I want to actually point you to a certain Eden Hazard, who scored rating of 10.
Damn, son, for real?
Yeah, dude, he put in work.
That's a dime piece award. Damn, son.
Dude, he ran Newcastle to the ground. I mentioned earlier how, they have Fabregas. Fabregas' job is to get it to Hazard. Hazard's job is to just cause destruction and death in his wake, and maybe give it to Morata or score it himself. When it works, it's a beautiful fucking game because everybody else there is there to work,
Mm-hmm.
But
Chelsea had 2 wins, right, over the week.
Yeah.
Yep, that's huge.
And they're maintaining, what I'm saying? Just maintaining consistently. They're there to pounce for a second, of course. But
on the other end of the table, man, another blue team had 2 wins, and that went a long way for them.
Yes. They're no longer that close to the end of the table, actually. Everton.
Sam's like, what the fuck? He's like, I thought I was here to do something.
Dude, they're like, beside Big Sam. And Rooney was like, hat trick. Oh, what? You want to see the third goal from my own half of the field?
Got you.
And then the next game, the young players that they couldn't even, what's his name, couldn't even play. Koeman was afraid to play when the big moments came. Last year, if you noticed, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he was coming up nice, but like when they started losing this season, they weren't playing him as much. He gets a goal. Gylfi Sigurdsson, who's looked like a fucking deer in headlights for half the time he's been there, he gets another goal. 2 big wins later, Big Sam's job, like you said, seems more... First off, he's getting 100,000 pounds a week. Allergy.
Man, straight to 10th place. And then on the other flip side again is Liverpool with 2 massive. It's like they use up all their goals when they play scrubs or something. It's like, damn, dude, aggregate 8-1 over the last 2 games.
I think Jurgen Klopp left the class before they told him that goal scoring is just a tiebreaker. I think he thinks that if they score the most goals in the season, that they'll just give them the championship.
Well, we win, right?
But the beautiful part about it is when Liverpool is on, like there's no faster team. Your own corners might end up leading to you getting scored on. Like, watch yourself.
Always want to get that dig in there.
And then there was that. But, yeah, Liverpool have been looking imperious, but who cares? They're playing shit like they fucking walloped Brighton 5-1. I knew they could do that before. I still know they can do that. And it was awesome, but...
Hey,
you gotta get one of the big boys bloody for this season, and let's go with that.
Got to. Another team with 2 lovely wins will be Leicester City, moving on up.
Leicester had, I think, the best week out of everybody because they beat Burnley and Tottenham. Burnley has been the Cinderella team. Maybe we jinxed them with our Burnley special. But...
Uh-oh, the D4G curse.
Tottenham is in the middle of a fucking Spursy.
Terrible, son.
But
terrible.
Leicester?
Yeah.
Yo, did you hear the Tottenham fans singing She's Getting Fucked in the Jungle to Jamie Vardy?
In the jungle. If y'all didn't know, his wife is on what, the Survivor edition? The UK Survivor or something?
Something. She's traveling with some well-known person. So they're implying that he's diddling her,
diddling her in the boudoir in the jungle.
In the boudoir, yes, and by boudoir he means tree.
Oh my god, dude, no doubt. So yeah, Leicester City, 2 wins.
Yeah, and the French Claude Puel as their coach seems like inspired hire. He's getting them to play Demara Gray, Riyad Mahrez. Yep. Jamie Vardy, these guys, the talent is finally playing. And who was it before him? Shakespeare, yep. Yeah, like he didn't know, like he can't talk to somebody like Riyad Mahrez, man. You don't understand what he's doing.
And so let's hit the end of the table before we go back to the top. Palace crawls out of the bottom with 2 0-0 draws. Swans at the bottom now.
Yes, and more at West Brom, Crystal Palace 0-0. Like it wants you to it makes you want to reintroduce firing squads, and hangings, and stuff like that. Like there have to be something like this. You should have put some fear of God on it.
West Ham is so shit that Crystal Palace moved up 2 spots with 2 0-0 draws. It went from 20th to 18th, dude. West Ham misery, like I said last week. David Moyes.
West Ham gave Man City their best game so far. Too bad they get no points for best game so far.
No, you don't.
But they absolutely gave them a game. It was nice to watch because as much as we joke about David Moyes, like he has been a manager before. He hasn't won shit, but he can manage a team.
Yeah,
and it was nice to see that it wasn't just like some pantomime fucking joke, you know?
That's falling off. That's coming off the 4-0 though, off the Tuesday game, right? They got fucking waxed by the Arsenal.
Sure. Yes.
I think it was Arsenal. Yeah, 5-0.
It was.
Wax City. Okay.
But like, even on a good season, West Ham has a very real chance of getting waxed by Arsenal. What I'm saying is, like, if he put enough fight in them to play Man City close for most of a game, then they might have enough fight to make some moves, you know? I thought that was a good game for them to lay down, and they didn't. I was impressed.
They'll have to. That's a good point. They'll have to just show that type of fight when they play fucking Swansea or
and Bournemouth and Huddersfield.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, just relegation spots 13 through 20 are separated by 7 points. Top of the table, as we just mentioned, City won 2-1. Another gorgeous, end of the game goal. KDB to Silva pull out the 2-1 win after the Otamendi. The Mendy goal was nice too. But United kept pace. 2 big victories: 4-2 over Watford, 3-1 over Arsenal.
The last 2 City games have been the least impressive 2 City games.
And why do you think that?
No. Sorry. I would like to These have been the closest I've seen them getting played in the league. Yep. They looked frustrated. They were keep doing what they're doing, and it's good coaching, and but you could tell he kept changing the system. They couldn't get it off this week. I don't know what the fuck happened. Maybe they didn't have their Thursday circle jerk or what the fuck it is, but they seemed off.
I mean, but it's just tough out there, man, when the teams come very organized. I mean, you've seen it.
I expected more games when they'd be like this. I'm surprised that it took so long for teams to just start figuring it out and just push them a little more. There were a lot of games where they never went out of third gear, so I'm glad to see them actually get frustrated and push it late,
Third straight 2-1 game that they won in the final minutes. Fun stuff. United, like I said, 2 thrashings, and then
nobody thrashed a bad team like United thrashed a bad team. And Arsenal had a bad moment, and they're like, you know who you are? You're just another fucking bad team.
Mm-hmm. And then another sleeper, Watford. They smashed Watford 4-2. So I mean, solid stuff. That it just kind of
Yeah, Watford went over, and after that tied Tottenham.
Yep.
Tottenham are in
what
the
do we
midst.
think of Tottenham?
This week.
For sure. Because I saved the best for last, man.
Dude, they might be the only team in England with a Thanksgiving break, man.
Damn.
Ever since the Thanksgiving, they've just been shitting the bed.
Terrible, son. Terrible. So yeah, that's a 2-1 loss to Leicester City and a 1-1 draw to Watford. Coming off, I mean, they haven't won in a month or something like that, dude. It's been pretty bad outside of Champions League. They haven't won a game
blaming
in the
it. They're blaming it on Mauricio Pochettino's book.
His book? Oh, that he dropped and was.
Yeah. I think they want to make it dramatic, but I think the book just bored everybody to sleep, and they haven't been awake since.
This is possible, man. They're looking 7th place. They sit. All right, that's the EPL review, man. It's mad interesting. Love this month right here. Got to play almost 10 games. But we're gonna move on to a little something with a little more spice to it, man. A little international flair. Woo, Ric Flair, baby. We're World Cup groups. Let's go.
You.
All right, so they did the draw. All 32 teams.
Yes.
Have been drawn. What do you think? Your general thoughts, your first impressions.
First impressions, well, as we mentioned before, Russia is the lowest ranked team at the Russia World Cup. And the group that they're in might also be the lowest ranked group in the World Cup. There's Russia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Uruguay. That's Group A. And I don't know how, nothing about that group says A. But I think
ass.
Yeah, ass and tits.
That's all it is.
Group B, to me, is the most intriguing because it's Portugal, Spain, Morocco, and Iran. Iran have a possibility of getting fucked up, but I don't think they will. But the big sleeper for me is Morocco because they went through African nations qualifying without conceding a single goal. They have a lot of players that play in Ligue 1 and the Dutch League, and they have a good young team. Their team spirit is good. Morocco might challenge Portugal or Spain if they don't step up. I think Spain wins that group.
Yeah, I do
Portugal, they don't the Portugal-Morocco game. I would watch that.
Okay.
I mean, I'll watch every game, but
yeah,
you should.
I'm
watch
looking
that.
for Spain to really bounce back, man. They got thrashed in the last World Cup.
Yeah, it's exciting to watch Alvaro Morata's development because the Spanish system is excellent when you have a striker that can use his feet and his head, and Mr. Morata can ball out.
They just don't know. They just don't have the right system for Diego Costa, man. that's their systemic failure.
Dude, I literally had forgotten that guy existed. I'll remember next month when
I
he
wish
can play again.
I didn't convey my sarcasm.
Oh,
good
no.
enough in my voice.
I was just surprised at how, like, I was like, Diego, who?
That's right. He'll be back here in a month or so.
I'm sure he'll have his first fight this first weekend, I don't remember.
Yes.
So, Group B, to me, is the sleeper. I don't think there's been any group of death, per se, you know? Like, there have been in the past. Yeah, in the past there have been much stronger groups, but
give me an example. You gave me an example this weekend. What was that? Was that one group?
Like when Cote d'Ivoire first made it in the 06 World Cup, their group had Cote d'Ivoire, Holland, and Argentina, and then the fourth team I think was Serbia and Montenegro. But the Serbians got fucked up. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
But it was tough. Even the 2010 World Cup, USA was with Italy, Czech Republic, and Ghana, an upcoming Ghana team, tough. And that was a tough fucking group. Like, there are some, but now this time it seems pretty evenly spread, but Group B is one of the stronger groups in my opinion. Now, moving on, Group C has France, Australia, Peru, and Denmark.
Okay.
Peru and Denmark and Australia are, in my opinion,
trash.
No? So if France doesn't fuck up, it's a group to be had. Like, how do you end up in the one group that happens to have Peru and Australia? Peru beating like New Zealand to get it.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, no, that shouldn't be a problem. France should definitely be coming out of that. What do you think is the toughest group?
I actually think the Group B and sleeper toughest group me also is Group H with Poland, Senegal, Colombia, and Japan.
Wow, what about the Argentina? That's the Argentina.
I don't think Iceland does it in this tournament. I don't think Nigeria is that good of a team. I think Argentina and Croatia can beat them.
Okay, so you don't think the bottom half of that is that strong?
I don't think they hold up their end of the bargain the way like their names imply they do.
Okay.
Like the Icelandic team was veteran when they got their previous Euros, and now 2 years later they've been seen with no surprise element. They were nothing special outside of the team spirit and stuff, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they had a good qualifier, but that goes mostly to the fact that they only have a certain amount of players, so they play together all the time, so they have that advantage.
What about the Brazil? What about the Brazil, Switzerland, Costa Rica, Serbia?
Most likely for fights to break out.
Serbia and Costa Rica?
Serbia, Costa Rica. Dude, the Swiss team is full of a bunch of Albanians, man. Crazy ass dudes on that team. Doesn't Shaqiri play for them?
Yeah, he does.
Dude, him alone will start a fucking riot.
Oh, man.
The Germany, Mexico, Sweden, South Korea group is really strong group. The Group F.
That looks fun.
Yeah. And Group G, Belgium, Panama, Tunisia, and England does not inspire visions of a lot of good football.
No, it doesn't.
Hopefully, if I had to watch, I will watch the games, but if I had to choose, I want to see what the Belgium-England game looks like. But if they both sweep aside their opponents before, they might not even have a good game, you know?
So, which one of these teams, these major teams, do you think could slip up and let a sleeper through? And who would you kind of look to as your sleeper?
If I had to choose, I don't think Argentina slips up. France is in a weak group. Brazil also. Germany is head and shoulders above their group. So if I had to make a choice, I would say Portugal. If you consider them a weak group, but you have to, they're the defending Euro champions. Because I think Morocco would slide in over there.
Okay. Nice. So Morocco's like your sleeper team.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
That's the team.
Okay, yeah, interesting.
And also, Senegal might upset either Poland or Colombia, but I think that Senegal is nice, so I don't really consider that as
much
big
of
a sleeper. I kind of expect Senegal to,
Any of those teams sleeper for the long haul, or are we going to be looking at the usual suspects here? Spain, Brazil, Germany.
Yeah, because when you go longer into the tournament, depth becomes an issue. And when you have like suspensions and stuff, 1-2 players mean a lot more to the steeper teams, you know? So it's difficult. I mean, it might happen, but I think there's too many of the big teams around for...
I would go so far as to say that Belgium and probably France probably have their best team in a couple generations or whatnot. What do you think about either of their chances?
I think that Belgium's issue has always been that there's French-speaking and Flemish guys on the team, and there was always like split locker room. I guess they solved it by just bringing in a bunch of foreigners.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, that team has chemistry issues, and they've never been in the big moment. So that's where doubt kicks in. But if you
lot of talent.
If you have Eden Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne right now playing for you, and Romelu Lukaku as the striker, like,
yeah.
In the words of Kevin Garnett, anything is possible.
Anything, yay. What about France? Like crazy talent.
France's big issue is they hired a shit coach. Basically, he doesn't value Pogba for what Pogba does. So he feels that he should be his holding midfielder. So that's guys like Blaise Matuidi and other guys that are less talented than him can go around creating when they're not good at it.
Okay.
So the team is kind of disconnected. They have a lot of talent. Mbappe looks ready to blow into the scene.
Yeah.
We've forgotten about him, but when Dembele comes back, that's another guy.
Yep.
Nabil Fekir, like they have so much talent, but
so much talent.
I can't get behind the coach.
So who then would you consider, this is pretty early to even be talking about this because we don't know this, but who would you say the favorites are? Give me two.
Two? I would say Germany and Brazil.
Yeah, the traditionals.
Yeah.
For sure.
They're the only teams that win tournaments that are not hosted in their in their continent.
Yep. Which this is the continent of Russia, right? Right?
Yes,
it's a continent, right?
Of course. Of course, you're Russia.
Russia.
Yeah, Russia.
All right, man. That's the World Cup little preview. We're excited about that, man. We're about 7 months off, but a lot more club football to play. So we're gonna move on. Third midfield subject.
So later in this month, a lot of teams will be going on international break, Christmas time.
Yes, that's right, man. There's a lot of games during this winter break. Winter break for only all but one league, and that is the EPL. And a lot of people will point to that as a weak spot for the EPL as far as their performance in European competitions. I don't know. What do you think?
I think that the Premier League, the reason they still have Christmas games is because traditionally in England, like the Boxing Day game, the New Year's Day game, the festive season football is a tradition in England. So they want to keep that going. I don't know why they also have a bunch of FA Cup and League Cup games going on at the same time. That is a different question, but
yeah.
So it's been blamed a lot of times for clubs losing in the late in European round. But I don't think it's that egregious. I think that they should get rest because players need rest to function properly. But a lot of the games that I've seen them lose, they've lost because, like, even if they had a month off, they would have still lost, you know?
Absolutely.
And Premier League teams have gone far and won the Champions League, even though they have it too. So every time they have a down period, it gets blamed for Premier League teams not succeeding. But it's really like lazy research on the part of the journalists to say that.
I also have zero sympathy for the richest league in the world, who signs the most players, who signs the most expensive players in the world, who some of the teams are some of the deepest in the world. Like,
yeah, haven't you noticed when a big English team loses? It's because the Premier League is so competitive.
Yeah.
When like a big team from another league loses, it's like, what the fuck happened? Why did they lose?
Yeah, what happened, Bayern Munich? What the fuck?
You fucking up.
Yeah. No, it's true. You really just have to have the depth. And at the end of the day, it's like you said, it's not as if EPL teams have not won Champions League or the top European, because they certainly have.
And the games that they've lost due to lack of talent or organization. I've never seen a game in the Champions League where I was like, man, if this EPL team just had a couple of weeks off in January, they would have fucking run all over these people.
From 2005 to 2012, there was an English team in the Champions League final every single year.
Basically.
So and that's modern. That's not like 1990s even. That's like about as modern as you could get.
Like if Leicester had gone far last year and they were going to tell me some shit like that, I'd be like, okay. I think these teams have 2-3 guys at every position. I'm glad they have the football played in the Christmas break, because that's all I have to do.
Oh my God, yes.
Could you imagine?
Germany's done for like a month.
Yeah, dudes are making like £400,000 a week, man. Run around and entertain me. Fuck off.
Yeah. Straight up. But I'm with you on the cup games. Like, it's crazy because you have your teams playing in Europe, and then you're adding in cup games. And
that's the part I don't understand. I understand playing the league and having a couple of games in the festive season to fulfill your tradition.
Yep.
But to dump all that shit and have like 8 games in 20 days and shit, like that's short-sighted and ridiculous.
Yep. But we appreciate you. Thank you for all the football. Otherwise, we wouldn't have shit to talk about for a few weeks.
Arsene Wenger takes Christmas break.
Even though he's still
always
there.
Lose at least 5 points in that time.
Oh, at least, dude. At least. He has no concept how to do his rotations properly, dude.
What's rotations?
Fuck the rotations, homie. All right, man.
Fucking up the rotation, Arsene.
We're going to move on to the forward section.
Shot for that shit.
We're going to give away our prestigious and egregious awards. We're going to start back in Manchester, man. Dude of the week goes to
that dude, Jesse.
Jesse?
Jesse Lingard.
Yay.
Came out of nowhere. Laughed when I saw the team sheet.
I know.
It's like, man, Mourinho just wants somebody to run for him. But nope. He scored 2 goals. Destroyed Emirates Stadium.
Destroyed. Yeah, did the hardcore dance on him too, son.
Oh yeah, he did someday.
He went in though.
Yo, that dude looks animated though. Like he doesn't look. He looks pixelated.
He's straight off. He's straight off the Simpsons, dude.
The fucking manga.
Shit. Dude of the week though. Shout out, man. 2 goals, huge game.
Yes. What up, Jesse?
And in the same game, we're gonna deliver our twat happen moment of the week. Goes to
Paul Pogba.
Man, what the fuck, homie?
Yeah, he had a moment.
He had a moment before the game, and when he wished injury upon Manchester City players, and followed that up with
trying to injure Arsenal player.
It's going to cost him 3 games.
Yes, I think it's looking like he just kind of wanted to leave it open. Like, if Manchester United lose, Pogba wasn't there.
True. So, yay, 3 games, dude. Karma's a bitch, ain't it, homie?
Yeah, man.
It sucks.
Kurt Zuma said that Pogba kicked him out of his house because he beat him at Uno.
Shut up, dude.
I'm serious.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Goes down.
Yeah, he's that competitive. He's like, Uno, and he's like, you gotta go, dude.
It goes down, son.
It takes a real upset person to kick Zuma out of anything.
Yeah. I've become enraged over chess, dude, but never Uno. Goal of the week goes to...
That's too sophisticated for me. Goal of the week goes to Alberto Brignoli. He is the Benevento goalkeeper. Benevento coming into this game had... I'll give you 3 guesses as to how many points they had.
2. 0 points?
Yeah, 0 points coming into this game.
At the bottom of Serie A?
At the very bottom. I think there are some teams in Serie A that are ahead of them, actually. So they had So this was supposed to be the Reno Gattuso. You know, when you fire a coach and hire a new one, you're supposed to time it so that you get that easy game so that the guy can start.
Yep.
This was that game.
This was that game. Yep.
They came in, they played. One of the Benevento guys, off of a fucking amazing dive for glory, got AC Milan player sent off and made it a little better.
Mm-hmm.
But Milan, going into the 95th minute, had a 2-1 lead. At which point, the goalkeeper, Alberto Brignoli, he comes up, and as he described it, he closed his eyes and he jumped. This guy scored a diving header to the top corner in the 95th minute to secure his team the only point they've ever won in the Serie A. Ever.
Ever.
Was got by a goalkeeper scoring. Literally, when pigs fly is when they get the point.
Wow, son. Dude, they should retire Sun jersey next week.
They should just put it up in the rafters right there. It's like how they throw sneakers onto telephone wires and shit.
Yes. Word up. Prestigious and egregious awards, baby. All right, man. We just want to look real quickly around the rest of the world at some of the other. There's a lot that happened that we didn't even get to touch on. And I want to start in La Liga, and just to run this down, we could talk about it comprehensively. But Atletico had a 2-1 comeback. Griezmann with the final goal, so they won. Remember, Barca dropped points. Real Madrid drew at Bilbao 0-0. Sevilla won 2-0, and Getafe delivered Valencia's first loss of the season 1-0. So only Atletico was able to take advantage of Barca dropping points.
Yeah, and even what they aren't even close enough to Barca to be considered an advantage because they moved into third, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Barca's lead was 4 at the beginning of the week.
Yep.
And now it is 5 points at the top. Yep. Still the 8 over Real Madrid.
Yep.
So,
all in all, good weekend.
Yeah, I like
Can't
it.
be mad at that. Valencia going down. That's
man,
crazy.
stop stealing Messi goals, La Liga.
Oh man,
Fuck you, man.
You
It's
know,
2 goals in 2 weeks, dude.
there's no surprise there, dude. There's
Not
very
surprise.
little surprise.
There's anger, though.
Oh yeah. Anger. Speaking of anger, in Germany, Dortmund fans should be raising hell by now. We just want to laugh. Another non-result. 1-1 draw to Bayer Leverkusen.
For Dortmund's condition right now, 1-1 is result.
Result. Yeah. Subotic came and said that he was very happy.
Subotic
Was
you
very
have to
happy.
say it with anger when you say these Eastern European names. You have to say it with a hint of genocide.
Leipzig got waxed like a Brazilian model.
Dude,
son,
Julian
4-0.
Nagelsmann, the young coach of Hoffenheim, was not having all this hype about Timo Werner and fucking RB. He's like, nah, this is the real deal, Holyfield. I'm 31, whatever, I'm fucking people up. Take names, bitches.
Yeah. Schalke with the 2-2 draw, slightly disappointing coming off a... Well, what about... I mean, they drew Dortmund last week, but they scored 4 in the second half.
It's hard to come back from that game and get points in the next one, man.
For sure.
They were 4-0 down at half and they came out with the 4-4.
Sure.
But Schalke, it's good to see them back too close to the top of the table because they're a major club. They're a club as big as Dortmund.
Okay.
In Germany. Like, they're considered Dortmund's biggest rival, the Riverfall Stadion or whatever.
Sounds like a future section on Schalke 04.
But
04.
yes, very much so. They have a very interesting history and the hatred between the two clubs is interesting. Watch this space.
All right. And then a brief little recap in Italy. As we mentioned, another Milan draw. Thank you to the Benevento. What the fuck is it? Benevento
Not the United
goalkeeper.
Colors of Benetton.
Inter stay undefeated. 5-0 over fucking
Ivan the
Verona.
Cannibal had a hat-trick. Ivan Perisic.
Yeah, Smash City, man. And then Roma keep pace.
And, of course, the man Icardi.
Icardi.
Roma is looking solid. Eusebio Di Francesco is fucking drilling that 4-3-3 into them the way that Sarri has done at Napoli. And they look fucking spectacular to watch. As long as you're not too physical or too fast, they'll give you a hard time.
Yeah. All right. So a lot going on across the world. I like covering everything like that.
Yes. More and more football all the time.
Yeah,
That's what we're trying to bring.
So upcoming, we got some good games coming up this week. Some derbies, some pretty crucial matches. We're gonna start in Manchester, man. Manchester United, Manchester City, top of the table. Jose Pep. It can't really get much better than that.
Yes, indeed.
At least from a height
this
standpoint.
This is the test I'm telling you about, and I like the momentum of City being where it is, because there would be nothing that shows how dominant of a team they're gonna be this season if after the 2 games where everybody's like, City didn't look that good, they come and they trounce the shit out of some Manchester United.
Yeah.
Pep would put some respect on his name.
Put some respect on it. Yeah. What are you thinking there, man? What score line?
I'm gonna go 2-0 City.
2-0 City. I got 3-1 City. You gonna give up 1?
I don't like agreeing with you.
Yeah, that's cool. That's pretty much how I operate. So the Merseyside Derby as well, same day. Is this not the Merseyside?
Mersey.
What? Mersey?
Teddy about to put out a hit on you.
Yes. Come on, son. Lord have mercy. Side.
Okay. It's the Sleepy G Shrek Derby.
Yay. Liverpool. At home.
Liverpool
At Anfield.
home. Yes. The fastest offense in the league against a guy that's made his name by stopping teams that only do one thing. Alerdici. And it seems like Rooney has decided to stop shagging chicks in the toilets, in hotel toilets, and concentrate on his football again.
For the moment.
And I think that this just upped the stakes. Alerdici being here, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a good game.
Where is it at again? What city is that? Anyway.
Mercy. Oh, Lord have mercy, mercy.
Real Madrid, man, at home to Sevilla. Villarreal at home to Barca.
Yo, Sevilla could do some damage because, like, Real Madrid don't do good with teams that run at them and so, like, pass the ball around so fluently. But Sevilla play with the backs open, and I don't know if they'll survive. And one of their best players, Steven Nzonzi, has been in disagreement with this club the whole fucking season. And just this week, they were saying Arsenal and Tottenham might sign him over Christmas, but I would like to see him play because he's maybe one of their top 2 or 3 players. But I still think that Real Madrid, they gotta end this funk at some point.
At some point, you would think they gotta go on a streak.
Just keep going.
No.
No. I hope it does.
I hope it is. Villarreal hosting Barca. That should be another good one at the top. Barca need to get points.
The Villarreal strike force is pretty fun to watch. And then they have Cedric. I like the guy. Cedric. Yeah, but that should be a good game.
And then in Italy, we have number 1, number 3. Might as well be number 1 and number 2. But it's not. Juventus hosting Inter Milan.
Yes.
Nice.
That is going to be a game to watch. I guarantee you, whatever happens, there will be a lot to talk about.
Yay.
So, Derby d'Italia, it's called, because that is the 2 most supported teams within the country, you know?
Yep. For sure. Should be fun. Major chance for Juventus to stick it to Napoli and Inter back-to-back and retake first place in the league.
Yeah, but they need to tighten up that defense. Icardi's coming to town.
They do. They do. Don't forget, there's also Champions League today and the next day. We mentioned them on last week's episode, though. A lot of crucial games. Go back and check it if you need a recap of Champions League and what's at stake there.
Games will be played. They're all Champions League games. Watch that shit.
before I run the outro, man, I just wanted to say that I was pretty impressed with the new stat that you debuted today, which was unsuccessful touches. I wish that was a stat they kept in my high school.
I actually had 8 unsuccessful touches in this episode.
Yay! I've had countless, man, in fucking high school, and that's all I kept thinking about. But either way, man. All right, rap a lot, Mike D, man. Just hit the game whistle.
Stop with the snitching.
So that's our cue, man. Thank you for checking us out this week on Diving for Glory. Don't forget, D4G posts every Tuesday on iTunes and divingforglory.com. Follow us on Facebook or Twitter at Diving for Glory. That's FOR, hashtag Diving for Glory. Follow us, like us, add us. All unprofessional tackles, welcome.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers, Corsiola, Sir Solomon.
We out.
Diving for Glory.
Diving.
He's not a man. There's nothing more to say.
Diving.